Hi 1114 students. Today we're going to talk a little bit about parasitic drain. You've already discussed this in class or in the reading, so this hopefully is going to be a refresher for you on how to actually do the test. One of the first things we have to do is install an ammeter. Now I'm going to need to remove the top post from the negative terminal of the battery, and then I'm going to have to place my meter in series. Now to do that I'm going to have to be kind of careful. I do not want to lose electrical connectivity, if you will, or continuity. So what I need to do is install my meter in place before I separate that connection there. Now I'll show you a couple different ways of doing that. One, I'm going to take my meter. I'm going to place one of the leads. I've got the alligator clip on, so I'll go ahead and place one set of contacts here. Now this is an aftermarket replacement battery terminal, or the end for the terminal. I could put it there. Here would be okay also. I'll put it there just to keep it out of my way. Now the second connection I need to make then is that. Okay, now when I put my meter lead on that top post, when I remove that post or the cable end, I maintain my continuity. Now let's see if we, all right, now I'm going to already have it loosened. I'm going to raise it up and not lose connection. Now here's a problem. If I lose connection, and it's really easy to do, I might have to wait another 20 minutes to 45 minutes for all the computers to go back to sleep in this thing. So rather than do it like this, and again possibly lose that connection, what I'm going to do is just a little different. First off, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to put an alligator clamp on both ends of my leads. All right, I'm going to make the one connection on the cable end, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to make another couple of connections. I'm going to just take a jumper wire, put that jumper wire in the same connection here as my other meter lead. I'm going to place that right there. I'm going to try to hold him in place. In fact, I can just rub him right up against the post in the terminal end as I lift this up. Now, as I do that, I'm going to lift him up just far enough to allow me to make that connection with the alligator clip on my meter lead. All right, I've not lost continuity. I can pull my little jumper wire off. Now separate it and leave it undone. This way, I don't have to worry about losing connection. Okay, I've established that we've got a parasitic drain. It's way over the 50 milliamp maximum for this car. So next thing I need to do is check for things. Now Honda specifically tells you to check for aftermarket installed accessories and any lights that are on. I know what the drain is. I put it in there, so it's not an aftermarket accessory, and we'll say it's not a light. So the next thing they have you do is, very specifically, they have you remove what Honda calls the backup fuse in the under hood fuse panel here. So the backup fuse on this particular one happens to be fuse 19. It's a 10 amp fuse, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Let's see if you can. All right, so I removed the 10 amp fuse, and we've lost the majority of the parasitic drain. Now there still is a parasitic drain in there. We'll leave that for another day, but to find the one I installed, the next thing we need to do is take a look at the wiring schematics. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, now if this car happened to have B-CAN, I would be instructed to ground the communication bus so that we are stopping any type of communication between modules, and then we can decide whether or not we have a module that is at fault here. But since we don't have any B-CAN, we don't have to worry about that. So now we're coming to the schematic. Now I removed fuse number 9 in that box, and the power, or the majority of it, went away. So I'm looking at power distribution, which is, well, cell 10 if you've done any kind of Honda work. The old paper books, cell 10. Now, first page, notice I do not have fuse number 9 there. So we'll just go to the next page, 10-1. Now 10-1, lo and behold, there is fuse 9. So if we take a look at fuse 9, it goes down to the under dash fuse relay box. MICU, the multiplex control unit, is there. Now again, so follow that down and we'll take a look and see. We got immobilizer that could give us grief. Call link, the interface box could give us problems. Data link connector can. Audio unit, gauge assembly, keyless receiver unit. Now the recommended procedure here is to disconnect these items one at a time to see if the drop or the parasitic drain goes away. I'll go ahead and show you what the actual problem is, and you'll see that it is part of the data link connector. Now there's no connector really for me to disconnect here, but you'll see what the problem is. All right, data link connector. We have a little extension cable attached to that so that we don't actually harm the original data link connector. Also gives us a little bit more room if we're dealing with a scan tool or with a breakout box. So what I have here is a data link connector breakout box connected, and I happen to have placed a light bulb. I'm powering the light bulb up with terminal 16 and grounding it there at terminal number 5 or terminal 4. So if I plug that fuse back in, that light bulb will come back on again. All right, and there's the majority of that parasitic drain right there. Now again, there are some, got about 400 milliamps of parasitic drain there remaining with that light bulb out of there. So this does need continued diagnosis to find that, but I'm not going to waste the time on the video just to show you how. Okay, another way to find what fuse 9 feeds or protects. I could have gone, rather than going to the actual power distribution, the main page there, I could have also gone to the fuse and relay box information. So here's the page for, or one of the pages for the underhood junction block. And if I take a look at fuse number 9, which is our backup fuse, it's telling me to take a look at page 10-1. And in the information system online, number 9 there, if I go to 10-1, there's a hyperlink. So I click on the hyperlink button and it just takes me to this page also. So again, a couple different ways of getting there from within the Honda information system.